We were driving a familiar back road, the kind where silence stretches beyond the windshield. There was nothing remarkable about that night, until we saw him. Or rather, it. A tall, shadowy figure standing just beyond the shelter belt, framed by dim roadside light. He looked human except for one thing. Something about him was too still to be natural. A long coat, a broad-brimmed hat, a figure that seemed carved out of dark sky instead of flesh. We thought it was a scarecrow at first, something someone set up against the grain of the wind. But when we came back the next evening, and every evening after, he was still there, always in a slightly different spot, always watching. We never approached. He never moved, just watched. At first it felt odd, then it felt wrong. Soon, nightmares came. They didn't follow us in our sleep. They haunted us while awake. Blood pounding, chest locked, paralyzed by presence. A figure loomed in the corner of the room. No face, no eyes, just an oppressive weight of attention. Everything around us began to unravel. Bad luck stitched itself into our days. Anxiety infiltrated relationships, spreading through our routines. Phones failed. Projects faltered. Fear came slow and cold, and it never left. We'd heard stories, of course, about the Hat Man in sleeping mines, a dark silhouette at the foot of your bed, something known, yet unknown. But discovery shifted when we learned about the Dark Watchers, legends stretching back centuries in California's Santa Lucia Mountains. Shadow figures, sometimes 7 to 15 feet tall, wearing wide-brimmed hats and cloaks, often seen at twilight, watching travelers from ridgelines. Spanish settlers called them Los Vigilantes Oscuros. John Steinbeck's short story Flight hints at them. The locals who lived there told stories, passed from Chumash elders to children, even traced to Steinbeck's own family. What struck us was how similar our sighting was, but it happened by a dusty back road, not a mountain trail. In other reports, hikers said they saw watchers clutching walking sticks or motionless staffs. No face, no movement, vanishing when approached. Witnesses said they didn't feel attacked. They felt observed, as if something ancient regarded them from outside time. Scientists say it might be pareidolia, the mind finding patterns in shadow, especially fog-creased ridges at dusk, or a Brocken specter, one's shadow cast huge and wraith-like across mist, or infrasound, low-frequency waves from wind shifting through peaks, creating physical anxiety or hallucination. But none of those explain our steady figure, nor the way everything unraveled afterward. Because he hasn't needed to follow us, not physically. Presence was enough. We don't know what wants to be seen. We don't know why watching is enough. But the folklore hints that watchers appear at turning points, before sorrow or change, that they prefer travelers who appear tired, human, vulnerable, that they vanish only when ignored. That legends even say offerings, fruit, flowers, were left for them, and gifts returned. Yet none can explain how or why these figures persist, unseen by most. After that back road ended in daylight, we stopped driving it. We shifted our lives away from that area. The nightmares faded. The grip of bad luck loosened. But the darkness never fully retreated. Sometimes, in quiet rooms, midday shadows stretch oddly. Sometimes, memory flickers back to that shape, standing still in thinning evening light, watching. If you ever glimpse a figure too tall, too still, wearing hat and cloak on the edge of shadow, don't stare too long, don't approach, and don't speak his name. Once he's seen you, he doesn't have to come closer to stay. He only has to watch.